Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano.
And I'm Mary Bridget Fasciano, Peter's sister.
And today is Monday. We've got another whiskey review coming at you. Today, we got something special. Not only are we going to be reviewing Woodford Reserve Masters Collection Batch 124.7 proof. I think this was 2023 release, but stick around. We're going to be using this in a Gold Rush cocktail. So, like always, let's go ahead and pour, nose it, taste it. I'm not really going to talk about it because we've got the cocktail to make. And then if you stick around to the very end, we'll give this a score and then get a cocktail going for you.
Yeah, here we go.
And this is another reason why I decided to use this in the cocktail is because it's very mapley. And I think the ingredients for the Gold Rush are going to be accentuated. Enhanced by the notes.
I love
Woodford.
in your comments when people make comments about sometimes things that you say like that.
Yeah.
You're like, words are hard.
You get in front of a camera and try to speak to a bunch of people.
I get it. They totally are when you're,
So Woodford Reserves, they're up in price. I paid $164.99 for this. I think I recently in this month's video, I also did the Sonoma release, the triple cask. I think it was a triple cask for the Sonoma. I think it's called Sonoma Triple Cask. But these are all going to be part of my July giveaway. So if you're interested in contributing to the channel or supporting the channel, I do have a monthly giveaway happening. June and July are currently going. If you're interested, you can read the rules that are found in the description below. All right, what do you have for this?
Okay, so the first thing, obviously, that hits my nose is the ABV. And then behind that, I get the sweetness of maple.
It's high in the ABV. It's very maple forward. There's a lot of vanilla brown sugar. I think Woodford Reserve is pretty much straight over the home plate of what bourbon is. Vanilla, brown sugar, caramel. And this has a good amount of maple. Maybe a slight amount of tobacco, like sweet tobacco notes. And
this is funny because
and
this
a little
is
bit of milk chocolate.
The first time that I really, because you always say brown sugar, that I could detect actual brown sugar. And I wonder if it's because my husband is, with his competitions, he's been making the ribs and he uses brown sugar all of the time. And so I'm starting to get, other than when I make chocolate chip cookies, really familiar with really what brown sugar smells like because it's on our counter all the time.
Smells fantastic.
But yeah, so I did pick up the brown sugar, which is exciting to me. Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Well, that's hot.
Cherry.
But good.
Cherry, brown sugar, vanilla, good amount of proof. That's fighting me on the way down.
And I do get cherry.
That's warming up.
I think that's
Maple,
the first time I was able to pick up cherry.
That tobacco note is still there. A little bit of milk chocolate. I wouldn't say dark chocolate.
See, that I don't pick up.
This is good. I like this. Well,
a little bit of bitter.
Yep, there it comes.
My tongue now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of barrel tannin or barrel bitterness happening. Yep, that's good. The heat is still there. Even for this proof, 124.7, I'm talking about viscosity. This past video that we did, one of the Irish whiskeys that we had seemed to be a little bit more viscous. Even at this high strength, it seems to be pretty liquidy, or it's not as viscous. It doesn't.
It's not as
stick.
viscous, but the flavors do stick to your tongue. The flavors stick.
The flavor, but the liquid itself doesn't.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to differentiate between viscosity in the alcohol being thicker and sticking around versus the flavors sticking around, and that doesn't always mean viscosity.
Yeah, viscosity and saturation, I think, might be two different things. Like the flavors can just saturate. It just goes under your tongue and in between your teeth and the roof of your mouth, and it just lingers without being thick or viscous.
Yeah.
There are other whiskeys that seem to be very syrupy but lack the depth of flavor. And I think this has flavor, but it doesn't have viscosity.
Yeah.
It smells really good. You ready for the second sip?
Totally. I was about ready to have a second sip while you were
All right, so
talking.
second sip. Cheers, everyone.
The heat. There's vanilla.
Cherry.
There's,
barrel tannin. It takes a while for it to kick in, but
yep.
that bitterness
Hits at the very
hits
end.
at the very end. It's not over the top to make it
No.
not pleasant. I
It's
think
not right. It's not an
really good.
offensive bitterness.
And
It's almost like a bitterness that finishes and drying. Like, okay, now I need to take a sip of water, and I'm ready for that again.
speaking of water, let's go ahead and put a little drop of water in here. See if that changes anything. And then
See how I just volleyed you up a segue?
we're gonna get into the score, and then we're gonna make the gold rush and see what this is like in a cocktail. And
That brought out more maple.
it did. I was going to say the very first thing that I got is a ton of maple.
Maple. I like the smell of this better with
Yeah.
water.
It smells fantastic. It
Wow.
smelled good to begin
Yeah,
with.
but it lowered the proofiness of it
Yeah,
and
the heat,
brought
how it
forward
stings in the nose.
the apple. It brought forward the apple.
Yeah.
The maple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's apple and maple combined. Yeah. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I really do like the way Woodford's smell and taste. It's just the price of some of these I can't.
And there's a smokiness
handle.
to this that's not a peat. It's like a maybe that's what wood.
Yeah, it could be a char from the barrel.
The smell of fresh cut wood, like when you guys were building the chicken coop and whatever, and you get that. I love that smell. The two smells I love: the smell of fresh cut wood when you're making something, and then the smell of fresh cut grass. Like those two things. Yeah.
My two favorite are cooked bacon or bacon cooking
Oh yeah, that's good too.
and leather.
Bacon would go along really well with
I love
this.
the way leather smells as well.
And coffee. Oh,
And
when you
spaghetti
grind.
sauce.
Oh yeah. Okay, we could go
We
on
like a lot of
forever
it.
about that smell.
All right, cheers.
But
We
cheers.
got to get a third sip
All right,
in, and then we'll
see what it tastes like with water.
give it a rating with the water. Holy moly, guy, it was spicy.
Oh.
That got really spicy for me. Took away
Yeah.
a lot of the maple notes. The apple is no longer there.
A lot of spice on the side of my tongue.
It's peppery.
You say black pepper or white pepper, or ginger, because all of those are spicy. I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out.
I want to
what
say white pepper.
pepper. That's what I thought too. I just wanted you to confirm that I was
Yeah.
right.
I
I
would
mean confirmation.
I would not suggest, or at least me going forward, I don't think I would put water
Water
in
in
this.
this or on the rocks or yeah.
I think it just I think it tastes better without the water. So you ready to get
Yeah.
onto a score for this?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say you're ready to get onto the cocktail, so my heck yeah was going to
Yeah.
be like even more like, but a score. Okay.
So we're going to do a score first. We rate everything out of 5 stars, not considering price and not considering with water. So just by itself, the way that the Woodford Reserve or the master distiller wants us to drink it, I'm going to rank this at a 3.75. I like this quite a bit, but I do think that even though I mentioned all of those notes with the cherry, the vanilla, the tobacco, the chocolate, there's a certain amount of intensity that all of those notes bring. And even though I'm getting them, they're not as intense as I would like to put this up above a 3.75.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going, 3.75.
Okay. So the only thing I can do is I know you said we're not comparing it to anything else, but I have to compare it to.
I'm not going to compare it to
You
anything
don't.
else.
I know. That's what I have to compare it to, in my mind, to other bourbons that I've had, and what I feel that I like in a bourbon. And so this was good. The heat, I think, was okay. I would have liked it to stay a touch sweeter on the back end because I'm not ready for those more intense woody bitter notes. I'm sure I will be soon. I'm feeling at some point. So I'm going to say I would rate this like a 3.25.
Okay. And I can see where you're going. And now that you had mentioned that, I'm not going to change my score, but I do believe that I wish this would have stuck around being a little sweeter longer rather than having those tannins or that barrel wood char come into play. So, yeah, I'm still going to stay 3.75, but I want to validate that point. That definitely is something that I would like to have more.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Are you validated?
I love it when you validate me, especially when it comes to like whiskey, because I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and you do.
You
and
do.
so for you,
You do know what you're doing. Just reading the comments. Leave some comments down below on how you perceive her journey going. Let us know where you're at in your journey. Also, I'm always curious on where people are at while they're watching this, not
Yeah.
like in your living room or in the bathroom or wherever, but like where at in the world are you? Are you in the States? Are you in Canada? Are you overseas? Let us know in the comments down below where you are at as far as your journey.
Location.
And where are you,
Yeah.
location-wise, where are you actually watching these videos?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too when people make comments about all the different whiskeys that they like, and it sounds like, oh my gosh, they sound like you. They've tasted all these different things, but where are you at? Like, how long have you been drinking whiskey? 2 years, 5 years, 20 years? That to me is interesting, along with their comments, because it gives me a perspective on their experience to be able to relate with the comment that they're making, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. It makes sense
Yeah.
to me. It just has to make sense to
That
them.
doesn't make sense.
So also, let us know in the comments down below if you have had a gold rush, which we are moving on to right now.
Okay, now I can say yay.
So let us know what you think about a gold rush. What kind of bourbon would you use to mix this with? And I know this is an expensive bourbon to be putting into a cocktail, but it's 124 proof because of the maple note. I kind of want to see how it stands up in the cocktail. So we're going to take a break for a second, get everything all set up so we can make the cocktail.
Make it.
And I got to put my glasses back on because I can't see anything.
We'll be back. Don't you? We love age.
All right, so we are back and we are all set up, ready to go for the Gold Rush. Again, we're going to be using the Woodford Reserve 124.7 proof in this. And it's a pretty easy cocktail.
Yeah.
It's 3 ingredients. It is a shaken cocktail, and we're going to be serving it with an ice cube in a chilled glass. So if you want to do this, get your rocks glass into the freezer and get your ice going so you can actually get this cocktail.
And then pause it and wait.
And it's a pretty simple one as well. So we're gonna start out making a single recipe, but I'm just gonna double it because the two of us are gonna drink a drink separately. We're gonna start out with 2 ounces of bourbon. What are you laughing for?
Because in my mind, I'm thinking we're drinking it separately. Like, you don't want to share my glass?
No, we just
right.
had a 15-hour drive up to Wyoming and then a 15-hour drive back, and I wasn't drinking water, and I'm getting cold sores because of
can I do this?
because of dehydration. So you're gonna do
I want to learn. You know what I like?
2
What
ounces.
do they call these sniffers?
Jiggers?
Jigger. This is a jigger. I love yours because it has.
the measurements in it.
Mine doesn't at home, and so it's constantly a guess. So what do I need to pour?
You're gonna do it calls for 2 ounces of a bourbon, 3/4 of an ounce lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, and 3/4 of an ounce of honey syrup. And the honey syrup is diluted 3 parts honey to 1 part water. So since we're gonna be doing
2. I need to
2,
do 4 ounces.
we're gonna end up doing 4 ounces. So we'll just cut after this 1 ounce. So the next thing we're gonna be doing is the lemon juice, and this is freshly squeezed lemon juice, and we're gonna be doing 3/4 of an ounce. So we're gonna do 1.5 ounces. It's a full,
Thank you for doing the math for me.
the other side's a full 1.5, just to let you know.
Oh,
Freshly squeezed
Squeezed
lemon
lemon
juice.
juice.
I wanna keep those in the shot so
frame?
people have an idea.
oh, sorry.
The honey syrup.
Honey syrup.
Again, 3 to 1, 3 parts honey to 1 part water, and it's 1.5.
1.5, so I
So
can
you can do that
just
whole,
do the other side,
whole
the full
side.
thing.
And it's local Arizona honey.
Oh my gosh, that's really good. I could drink that by itself.
And then we're gonna add the ice. We're gonna
Oh my God, that.
shake it.
What do you call that honey syrup? Oh,
Yep.
so good.
And then we are going to put it into
I'm gonna move
a.
out of the frame so you don't hit me in the face with that when you shake.
It's done when that gets pretty good and frosted.
We don't have glasses.
I know because they're in the freezer right now.
Oh, which shape do I get?
I'll grab 'em.
I'll get them. Okay. I like these glasses. They make me feel sophisticated, like I should be speaking in a British accent and going.
All right,
What-
how about
what-
putting it down so I can put the cube in it? Oh, that's pretty even.
Yeah.
There you go. And there you go.
Yeah. There we go.
A Gold Rush.
I'm
Again, let us
excited.
know what you think of Gold Rush in the comments down below. I think Christina
I think there were
had mentioned
a couple people
Gold
had
Rushes.
mentioned a gold rush.
I love
to
honey.
try. We
And I
both
think
are.
the honey and lemon go really good together. So
All right, let's
there you
give
go.
this a try.
Here's
I'm
to a
excited.
Gold Rush. And this is a summer refreshing drink. That's why I chose it.
Oh yeah, that's good. There's a little effervescence to that.
That bourbon is showing through.
Did you get that? The effervescence?
I didn't get the
Oh,
effervescence.
maybe it's because of the lemon. Maybe I'm
The
mistaking
acidity
it for
of
acidity.
the lemon. That honey is not too sweet. And I think the dilution of 3 to 1, if you wanted a little bit sweeter, I think you can make it to however
Yeah,
you
pour
want,
more honey in
straight honey or not. But yeah, that's
That's good.
that's citrusy.
It's very light and refreshing.
Yeah.
It's not like an old fashioned where you it's very alcohol-y, like you can taste that punch of alcohol.
And the bourbon, I want to say that my initial taste, I thought the bourbon was there, but now that it's lingering, I don't think I get the bourbon.
I get mostly lemon. I would, for me personally, I would throw a little bit more honey in mine to kind of take some of that acidity, balance that acidity with the lemon. But this is a nice summer drink.
Yeah, it is good. I like it.
And it's not heavy. It's very.
I think I would cut back a little, for my purposes, I think I would cut back a little bit on the lemon juice.
Either cut back on it or add more honey.
I like honey.
I always tell you what you should do. Like you are always so good about telling people, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but then I sit here and tell you you're wrong when you make a comment.
I think I would do.
I'm sorry.
I would do a half an ounce of lemon juice for me.
What did we do? It was.
We did 3/4.
Okay.
So a single serving, 2 ounces of bourbon, 3/4 ounce freshly squeezed lemon juice, and 3/4 ounce of the honey syrup. I think that's where we're going to leave it. Wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it.
We are definitely enjoying ours.
Cheers, everybody. We'll talk to you later.